Episode 8 of X-Men 97 was insane. The longer it went on, the crazier it got. We got a lot of answers in this episode, like who Bastion is and what is he really planning. Cable, Jean, and Cyclops did some reconnaissance to find out as much about Bastion as possible. They went to Bastion's hometown, to the house he grew up in, and not only was his mom there, but she was oddly cooperative with the X-Men. She was even expecting them. Jean was able to see Bastion's past through the old pictures that he drew. As a child, he was able to hear things, not thoughts, but machines. Now, how Bastion got his mutant powers was back in the day, his dad was the school janitor, and at that time, he was infected with Sentinel technology from the future, which was a fused combination of Master Mode and Nimrod, making Bastion one of the most powerful mutants alive. And now, he was partnered up with a lot of very powerful villains. His techno-organic virus that infected Cable when he was a kid turns people into advanced living Sentinels, so they're living weapons capable of reproducing. As Beast put it, these Prime Sentinels will be giving birth to a new apex species designed to replace mutants just how humans did to Neanderthals. In Cable's timeline, the war between Prime Sentinels and mutants lasted for 300 years. The Prime Sentinels eventually won the war, and any mutant that survived was put to work under the watchful eye of the Sentinels. The mutants built a bright and peaceful utopia for humans as the Prime Sentinel slaves. And Bastion was laying the groundwork for this Prime Sentinel era to be ushered in the X-Men's current timeline now. Cable was having none of it. One way or another, he was going to get revenge for his mom being killed in Genosha. So many people were terrified of mutants. They were terrified their jobs would be taken by mutants, and they would be left behind by the future. For instance, 12 builders being laid off for one mutant with the strength of 10 men, or taxi drivers being put out of business because a mutant could teleport a person to their destination instantly. People could see the writing on the wall, so thousands of people volunteered to be a part of Operation Zero Tolerance. They knew they were becoming a part of something bigger than them, and they would have a hand in saving humanity from the scary mutants. But Bastion didn't let them know the finer details, like dipping them in that green liquid, infected them with a techno-organic virus, and turned them into unstoppable Sentinel zombies, where they would have no memory of ever being turned into one, so they'd go back to their normal lives, and whenever Bastion wanted to, he could make them transform into a Prime Sentinel and go on a mutant killing spree. And these Prime Sentinels are insanely strong. Bastion explained to Dr. Cooper Genosha wasn't a genocide. It was more like population control for mutants, because in 100 years, mutants will outnumber humans 10 to 1. In a few generations after that would be human extinction, so they must act today to save tomorrow. So many people were turned into Sentinels, and they looked very creepy, like how a bunch of them went into Rogue's hospital room and was just staring at her with those glowing yellow eyes. The Summers thought they could lose them by flying away in their jet, but these things are faster than jets, and they didn't mind ending themselves to make sure the Blackbird jet crashed. This was an absolutely insane fight on all fronts. Everyone had their hands full. This really put into perspective how many people were secretly scared of mutants and felt something needed to be done about them. Wolverine and Nightcrawler protected Rogue since she was still in a coma. I don't think I've ever seen Nightcrawler do anything other than teleport before, so it was really cool seeing him get busy with not one, not two, but 3 swords. Who knew he was a master swordsman? But they needed to get the zombie Sentinels away from Rogue, so Nightcrawler started teleporting them one by one outside of her hospital room. And when Wolverine stabbed the last one and Nightcrawler teleported all 3 of them at the same time, we got to see how reality sort of bends while Nightcrawler is using his powers, which was very cool to see. Running from some Prime Sentinels, Roberto crashed into his mother's charity gala. These Sentinels would love to do nothing more than to kill mutants all day and night, but in front of humans, oh, they were on their best behavior. They told the humans they don't kill mutants, they save them. So they politely asked Roberto and Jubilee to stand down. Roberto's mother was worried that now everyone knew her son was a mutant. She prioritized keeping her shareholders happy rather than keeping her son safe. She told Roberto, aka Sunspot, to surrender to the enemy. Shows how much she cared about him. These Sentinels even burnt down the Xavier Institute. Everything was going according to Bastion's plan. This was looking like it was about to be the end of the X-Men, but Dr. Cooper finally came to her senses and freed Magneto. It's just crazy to me that she made a public showing of letting Genosha join the UN like she was on the mutant side, but she was actually scared of mutants and working with Bastion in the shadows the whole time. Magneto wasted no time and sent waves around the entire planet that seemed to shut down all machines, stopping all the Sentinels and turning them all off. No wonder Master Mole saw Magneto as an Omega level threat, because with him being able to turn the zombie Sentinels off, he could single-handedly get in the way of their plans. And thankfully Professor X finally made it back to Earth, and the first thing he did was call all his X-Men to him. Round 1, everyone was caught off guard and was attacked by these Prime Sentinels while they were all separated. But now, with them all coming together and fighting as a unit, and with the return of Professor X, round 2 will be a lot more even. I say this pretty much every week, but X-Men 97 gets better every single episode. I cannot wait to see the next episode. Rogue needs to hurry up and wake up. So happy we got to see Spider-Man. They did not have to have Magneto hanging like that. They did him so dirty. Glad Cable and Cyclops were able to put their differences aside. Old lady zombie Sentinels look terrifying. Magneto was right about humans all along. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.